Welcome, everyone. We are glad to have you here at Lunch with LeAnn. If this is your first time joining us, Lunch with LeAnn is a weekly program hosted by Link, a Center for Independent Living in Southwest Idaho. We are concluding today our ADA series that is highlighting organizations, individuals, and sponsors who are supporting our celebration of the 30 years of the ADA, which is the American with Disabilities Act. But don't fret, we'll still be having Lunch with LeAnn every Wednesday, so please stay tuned to Link's Facebook page and also Link Idaho TV on YouTube. Our guests are all joining us to share fun conversations around lunch, what the ADA means to them, and also share about resources that may help you or someone you care about in living the life of your choosing. So we do all of this in the first 15 to 20 minutes of your lunch break. It's incredible. And today I am very honored to welcome Beth Cunningham, the administrator at the Idaho Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired, ICBVI, to our program. Welcome, Beth. We're excited to have you here today.
Thank you, LeAnn. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we also just want to take a quick second and thank the Idaho Council for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing for supporting us in our ADA series with live interpretation with LeAnn this week. And as a note, you'll be able to see these videos and hear them on the Facebook page and YouTube. So, Beth, what are you having for lunch today?
I am having some homemade clam chowder.
Okay, now homemade clam chowder, that sounds amazing. How long does it take to make homemade clam chowder?
It's a little time consuming just in the chopping and stuff. You know, once you throw it all together, it's actually pretty much done. It's just heating. So it doesn't take long. I would say probably a half hour, including the prep time.
Oh, wow.
It's cold outside, so soup sounds good this week.
Yes, soup. Oh, yes, soup in the fall and the winter are definitely a go-to. I'm having one of those warm meals too. I'm having my famous LeAnn's turkey perky chili. So,
That's funny.
yeah.
I almost brought turkey chili.
Oh, we would have had this
at home too.
Is it homemade too?
Yes.
So do you make like lunches and then you're prepared for the whole week?
No, no, I'm not that organized. I just made these things for dinner and they were left over.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, thanks, Beth. I would love to hear a little bit about the commission. So would you mind sharing with our audience and viewers maybe what the mission of the commission is?
Yes, that would be great. So the mission, our mission is to empower persons who are blind and visually impaired by providing vocational rehabilitation, skills training, and educational opportunities to achieve self-fulfillment through quality employment and independent living.
Wow,
So
that's a
it's kind
big
of
mission. Yeah. And what does that look like in terms of numbers and people? And I mean, it's such a great mission to serve people with visual impairment. So what have you guys learned while executing that mission?
Well, a lot. It might be a surprise to a lot of Idahoans that there are 40,064 people in Idaho with a visual disability. We have a number of different programs that provide this mission. And we have, one of the things we have is a clinic, a low vision clinic and low vision store right here in our basement. So we do have a doctor that works with us, Dr. Hansen, who sees clients with low vision needs, and we, help them, help people to get the assistive technology they might need, magnifiers, and things like that. We have the vocational rehabilitation program, as also mentioned in the the mission. We have 6 vocational rehabilitation counselors and also an assistive technology teacher counselor, and then a specific VR staff who works with the transition age population.
Wow.
And then we, as also mentioned in the mission, we have independent living services. So we have rehabilitation teachers all over the state who are providing the independent living skills training.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And so, like you mentioned, you're all over the state, right? So
Right.
do you have offices and staff in rural communities, or tell our audience a little bit about what that looks like?
We are a small agency. We have 41 staff, and we have offices in Coeur d'Alene, Lewiston, Idaho Falls, Pocatello, Twin Falls, and Boise. So in Boise is where the majority of our staff are, but then each of those regional offices, most of them have 3 staff, 2 to 3 staff at each of those. So we have a rehab teacher, and then outside of that office location, many of the teachers will go out to people's homes that live in rural areas where public transportation is not provided. So we do serve people out in rural communities as well.
Great. And Beth, how do people find out and get in touch with someone from the commission?
You know, we could, you can go to our website. It has all of our offices listed there and the different phone numbers. And that's www.icbvi.state.id.us. And then all of our offices and phone numbers are listed there.
Mm-hmm. Great. And so you've been a part of the Idaho Commission for a very long time, and have had a couple of different roles and in this field and work. So what are some of the programs, and what do they look like for someone who's looking for them, like the independent living services or the education training?
Okay, so you know, many people will come to us, and they might start with independent living, and then someone who's recently blind, and we might help them adapt their home with to help them use their appliances, learn to cook at home, and make their life more accessible. And then they might realize, oh, I'm ready to go back to work, and they might enter our vocational rehabilitation program. And through our vocational rehabilitation program, we have all kinds of services that we can provide, including training, as well as sending people to our assessment and training center, which is here in Boise. And people come from all over the state to attend our assessment and training center. And we provide blindness skills training, basically. That includes learning to ambulate with a cane and be mobile in the community, learn to use public transportation, computer skills, and activities of daily living, like how to cook, how to wash your clothes, how to pick out clothes, how to organize your pantry, all those kinds of independent living skills. We teach Braille, and we also have a wood shop where people use all of the saws and tools and everything you would find in a wood shop, and they create a special project while they're here. And that's a great thing for people to do, even if they're not interested in woodworking. It really builds confidence. If someone, once they realize I can still, work with all these sharp objects and machines and tools, then that helps build the confidence they need to go back home and do things independently, go to the store, go to a job, so in the community.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I growing up in Boise, I attended Boise High and went to school downtown in that downtown corridor community. And
Right.
it really is so great as a community member to see the work that the commission does and those life skills, and you can see it in our community. And so it's very fantastic that
Right.
things are happening in our world. So I've been grown up around the commission and seen the work, and just it's so great. Thanks, Beth, for sharing some of that.
Yeah, you might often see someone in the community who's learning to walk with a cane, and they'll be, learning to cross streets, and each street is different. Some, tell you where you were located. Some tell you when to walk. Others you have to listen for traffic. So you'll see, there's just a huge variety. So we do practice a lot downtown, and with all of the construction, that certainly makes for a challenging learning experience for the students.
Right, definitely. So Beth, tell me a little bit. We're in our ADA series, and I know you guys are supporting our celebration of 30
Yeah.
years of the ADA, and you're doing something this week too that is in celebration of that. Can you tell our viewers about it?
Yeah, so one of our staff, Larry Henry, has worked with the Ada County Elections Committee for a long time, and we do have a couple of accessible voting machines here at our agency where we train and demonstrate to people who are blind and visually impaired how to vote and use those machines at their local voting center. So tomorrow we were just going to do a really brief video demonstrating that, and so that Dana can put that on the ADA30 website. We also have a staff, Ariana, who's been very involved in the ADA30 committee, who did a nice video demonstrating accessing recreational activities, doing some stand-up paddleboarding. So I'm excited when that gets, I'm not sure if that's been shared yet, but
Yeah, I don't know if it has either, but I'm very excited. We've been hearing such great things about it. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. So what does the ADA mean to you, Beth?
the ADA means to me that citizens with disabilities have equal rights to access public buildings and services. It holds businesses accountable. And so a person with a disability doesn't just have to depend on someone who is kind and wants to do the right thing, but businesses are really charged with making their businesses accessible and their services accessible. And while we have a long way to go, I think still in this country, making things accessible everywhere, I can't even imagine what it would be like without the ADA. So
Yeah, it's such a great tool. The other day, Beth, I was looking at some newspapers from a cruise back in 1991 that my dad went on. So it was those old, like small little newspapers. And there was actually an article that talked about the passing of ADA because it was January of 1991. And you do bring up a great point. We've come a long way, but we have an opportunity to go more, and really important to keep the work up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, Beth, so again, you shared the website, and the phone numbers are on there to connect with you and the team there. Well, is there any last minute information or fun programs that are happening? Definitely tune in for that voters education piece, because we want everyone to go out and vote, and we have under a week until those polling locations are open. So Beth, anything else?
Yeah, I'll just briefly also say that we do also administer the Business Enterprise Program. And I don't know if everyone knows about that, but back in 1936, the Randolph-Shepard Act enabled individuals who are classified as legally blind to operate vending stands on federal property. So we actually have a cafeteria in the basement of the LBJ building that is run by Tony Bridges. We have, if you ever are on the stop at rest stops across the interstate in Idaho, the soda machines and food and snack machines that is a private business, owned by one of our operators. So just want to let people know, and in other state and federal buildings, if you buy snacks or vending there, that you are supporting a person who is blind and visually impaired running their own business. So just want to let people know that. There might be a little ICBVI sticker on the machine, but otherwise you might not realize that. So you are supporting one of our programs when you purchase snacks and sodas.
I did not know that. And so now when I look at those soda machines at the rest stop for my water, I'll be
Right.
more enthusiastic about my purchase. So thank you, Beth, for
Yeah,
ending
you're
on that.
welcome.
Well, we appreciate everyone viewing today, and again, enjoy the rest of your lunch.
Thank
And
you.
we will see you next week on Lunch with LeAnn. Thank you so much, Beth and
Thank
Lauren.
you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.